Hello and welcome to the Mythic Smolderon guide for Discipline Priest. Throughout the fight, we'll be cycling through our Evangelism, Rapture, and Mini Ramp cycles, working in our Mindbender pet as often as possible, utilizing Smite to reduce the cooldown of our Mindbender and Void Covenant windows. The Mythic Smolderon fight lends itself very well to the Discipline Priest toolkit with very large damage ramp windows of incoming damage and healing absorb shields that align very well with cooldowns like Evangelism and Rapture. We'll also be working in some cooldowns like Power Word Barrier and utilizing some other group members' innervates as well as mana potions to make sure we make it throughout this fight. The fight is almost 7 minutes, so we want to make sure we don't go very early in the fight. We're also going to be aligning our Balefire branch with our Evangelism for those big spikes of damage that we see. For Discipline Priest to perform well in this fight, you have to spend a lot of time standing still. That being said, we will not be participating in your normal Brand of Damnation soaks with the tank, or moving a whole lot for the overheated debuffs to drop to lava geysers. We want to really stack up our atonements in a very focused window to hit the cauterizing wound healing absorbs as quickly as possible. So you can see here we've started our Evangelism ramp. It's going to consist of shields, renews, flash heals, and radiances to get out 20 atonements here. We want to hit that Evangelism with our Balefire branch near the end of that window so we can get the healing absorb off as quickly as possible. See, we move out of these mechanics here, just dodge some fire, and then go directly into our Rapture ramp. We're going to hit Rapture, get a lot of shields out, and double radiance towards the end of this. You'll notice we did not get the Portal Soak debuff here, but it is a mechanic that we do have to play around in the future. For the most part, Discipline Priest is going to do a lot of standing still, casting smites to reduce our cooldowns, and get into Void Covenant as quickly as possible. So here, we're going into a mini ramp cycle. We do not have Evangelism or Rapture up. We're going to focus on keeping about 5 atonements out while working through some of these simple dodge mechanics. Since we didn't soak the tank soak, the group soak, we do not have to gather any orbs here, and we can focus on reducing those cooldowns, keeping our atonements up as much as possible, and just working through this intermission phase. Coming up towards the end of the intermission phase here, you'll see some notes popping up for me telling me to ramp plus Evangelism. You're going to want these windows and reminders to be pretty large. I use 16 seconds as a reminder for my Evangelism, just because you do have to get out so many GCDs in order to get 20 atonements up. So here we get 20 atonements out, hit our Evangelism Balefire branch combo again, and we start going into our DPS section here to get some of those healing debuffs off. It's going to be Mind Blast and Dark Reprimand and Shadow Word Pain, or Shadow Word Death as much as possible. And then we're going to kind of rinse and repeat here. We go into our Rapture ramp. We're getting our shields out here. We're going to end this with a Power Word Barrier as well as 2 Radiances into another Mindbender cycle, into Mind Blast and Dark Reprimand. Again, just trying to get those healing debuffs out as much as possible. You really want your ramps to end at the time of the soak there to have as many atonements out and your DPS window in your Void Covenant as much as possible, just so you can drop all the healing soaks in the same spot. We see that section ends. We go back into intermission phase here, kind of rinse and repeat. We have not done the tank soak, so we do not have to gather any orbs. Just the same thing of mini ramps, keeping up that kind of 5 to 10 area of atonements, smiting, getting all of our cooldowns back. We also utilize the Warlock Gate here to get out of that large dodge window in the intermission there, and then we use a Druid's Roar to get back in. From here, it's a lot of the same. We go back into our Evangelism ramp here. We see we get 20 atonements out. waiting for that tank soak to come in and hit our damage window. We do see we were a little early there and start losing atonements towards the back end, but it was good enough to get all those healing debuffs off. From here, we're just gonna bait our soaks back and then go straight into our Rapture ramp here. We do see that we have gotten the Seeking Inferno mechanic. This is a personal aura, kind of like the Echo of Neltharion fight. We do hit a macro there to indicate who is going to soak and in what order. Our raid leader is calling that out. So we do have to handle that while we're going through our ramp cycle here as well. We see our second soak set come out there, and we only have 13 atonements out. So we could have done better there, but we got a lot of them out there and only lost one person. We are going back into intermission phase now. Notice we are sending out PI on cooldown to one of our higher DPS players here. We've chosen a BM Hunter as the primary target for PI. And here we're going through that intermission phase with our mini ramp cycle, just trying to keep up 5 to 10 atonements while still getting all of our smites out there, keeping up Purge of the Wicked for some passive healing, and just trying to get back into that Mindbender Void Covenant window. Here we're just dodging these rings best we can. Again, we don't have to soak any orbs because we didn't participate in any of the soaks. And then rinse and repeat. We're going to move back for our lava pools and our overheated windows. We're starting to get back into that 20 atonement ramp cycle here, paired with Evangelism and Balefire Branch. Go into our damage window. And here it gets a lot harder to stack up your atonement windows with the tank soaks, just because they're coming a little quicker than our cooldowns are coming back. We see the Seeking Inferno go out there, goes on other players. We don't have to worry about it too much. Going into our Rapture ramp here, getting our shields out. And here, this is a tough one because we only had 8 atonements out there, but we did throw out a barrier to help a little bit. And then we just finish up our ramp cycle towards the end to help with some healing. We really relied on other healers on that one to take care of the absorbs. But everything worked out, and we're going into our 4th and final intermission here. Again, we don't have to soak any orbs because we did not participate in the soaks, but a lot of damage is going to start coming out here, and you're really going to want to keep up with those atonements as well as some damage windows as much as you can. People are going to start dropping, and we're getting extremely low on mana. We send out our PI on cooldown there, take the Warlock Gate out. We see that Warlock Gate was in kind of a bad pool, and we land right in lava and die. Luckily, we were close enough to take the boss down, and it didn't really matter that we lost 2 healers there at the end. And that is our Mythic Smolderon kill. If you liked what you saw here today, I really appreciate if you could like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitch, all that good stuff. Pretty new channel here, just trying to get some good information out to the community. So yeah, any questions, comments, concerns, throw them in the comments, and I'll see you next time.